Okay, right. Not strictly to do with, I suppose, the conversion, although it is, I suppose, because I'm talking about the fuel inlet location. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. I was going to use this location, or toying with the idea of using it for the LPG inlet for the tank, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just getting this ready now to weld up. I've ordered up 135mm diameter steel disc that will go in there. I'll weld it around these tabs. Just bear with me with this because I'm using my iPad instead of my usual phone for the video because the battery's gone on the other phone. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll show you when I get the disc. So yeah, you can see it's probably I needed to do some work on it anyway. I've got a small pinhole there, and it's a little bit crusty behind, but it's still fairly solid, so it doesn't really warrant me chopping a whole lot out and putting a new Syncro one of these panels in. Trying to get the car on the van on the road, but I suppose while I've got it in the van in the garage, I might as well get these bits and pieces done bodywork wise before the summer. So anyway, next time you see this, I'll have started fixing up the this void here and welding that closed to make it look as good as possible. What I've done here is I've just scraped out blasted out the seam now. There's a little bit of crud in there. It's not too bad really, and I've just squirted some phosphoric acid in there now to neutralise and convert any rust that is in there. So anyway, the next time you see this, I'll have hopefully got a little bit further with it. So while the van's still in the garage, most of the work's now been done and she's ready to come out. I've still got to replace the power steering hose, which I'll probably do in the next week or so, and I'm still waiting for the metal disc to fill in, to weld in that on the old fuel filler hole. So while I'm at it, what I've done is I've had a look at the bodywork, because while she's in there I might as well do it. And I've dug out the seams. There wasn't really actually that much rust in them, but it was a couple of areas that gave me cause for concern. So what I've just done while it's in there, I've dug it all out. They weren't that bad at all really. Shot a load of phosphoric acid in there to take out anything that was in there, cleaned it out, painted them, resealed them, and now I'll just what I'll do before the van comes out, I've done the same on the other side. I'll respray both sides of the panel van. I won't do the doors, just the sides and the sliding door as well. So she's all nice and fresh before she comes out and gets back on the road again. I've also bled out the brakes and that's all fine. All the brakes are working, handbrakes working fine, engages, disengages, which is good. So yeah, it's all looking fairly positive at the moment. All I really need to do now is fix that leaky power steering hose and my camera as well, which keeps on going out of, my phone keeps on going out of sync. Yeah, anyway, so we're getting there. Bit of a delay at the moment because I'm busy with other things too. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks it should be rolling out of those doors, hopefully. Okay, so the metal disc has arrived. What I'm going to be doing with this, let's see if I can do some cut of ends here. Let's put this basically, it's 135mm, which is exactly the right size. That will just fit in there, like so. What I'll do is I'll tack it, I'll weld it from round these from the back and make it good. So, like I say, there's no point. There's a little bit of rust, tiny little bit of rust there, but other than that, it's solid. And there's no point in me really cutting the whole lot out and putting a new one in here. It's a lot cheaper to do it this way. So that will be going in there today, hopefully. I'll weld up that little hole as well, and paint up round the back here. There's a bit of a shocking rust trap round here when everything gets thrown up the back there. That's not the best design, but there you go. Anyway, so yeah, I'll get that done now. As you can see, I've just also started finishing off with the seams. They've all been sealed with Tiger Seal and just primed them over now. So the whole of each side of the van will get a quick freshen up just before I take the van out. Also, while I've got a welder out as well, I shall probably be I'll be welding these reinforcement plates in that go over there. I'll do that side there first because I haven't dynamated the other side, and I want to get that done, paint in behind there, and get the dynamat in before I do. I put them in, but these are off of the donor vehicle, so they'll be going in position, and I think that's the only real strengthening that the 16-inch had on the back anyway. I'm not even that sure what they actually, what good they do really, but yeah, they'll be going in hopefully as well today once I break out the welder and finish with the where the old fuel filler was. And that's the disc welded in. Just obviously got to make good around it now. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Went in quite nicely. Okay, so that's the van. I've just finished spraying them up. I haven't done the doors because I'm going to change them. I've got some other doors that are in a slightly better nick, so I want to do them separate. But I've done both sides of the van now. Just a quick spray over. Not the best job in the world, but it's giving it a freshen up now, and all the seams are done. There wasn't much rust in them, but I've de-rusted what was there and protected and sealed them. So that's the bit of bodywork done. Now all I need to do now is finish off that power steering hose, or start on that power steering hose, and we're ready to drive it out more or less. This is the fitting that goes onto the power steering pump. I've obviously, what you can see, I've cut it off the off of the pipe now, and I'm just in the process of this is a weld fitting. -6AN weld fitting, and I've just drilled that out to take this, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to braze this into place so that I can use this coming off of the power steering pump and connect that up to the -6 hose that I'm going to be using. Job done. Right, so I've done the power steering now. I've changed that dodgy hose out. What I did is, you remember I I brazed on a union for a -6 fitting onto there, and I've now used 4 meters of Teflon hose, -6 Teflon hose, carry straight on through down to the front, no restrictor. I haven't used a restrictor. I did read somewhere that the Subaru power steering pumps come with a built-in restrictor. I mean, that could be bollocks, but to be honest with you, I've just tested it out, bled all the system after filling it out, and the feel is exactly the same. There's no noises, no difference in how it feels. Well, while it's standing still. So what I'll do is I'll carry on with it like that and see how it goes. One thing I have done that's slightly different is I've fitted a power steering return line filter. I got this from America, from eBay. It's the only place I could get it. I saw them on the internet. They're made by Cardone, I think. I couldn't get it over here, but I bought this in America, like I say, off eBay, and it took a couple of weeks to arrive. But that's going to filter out any crap that's left in the system, because one of the things I did notice when using the old stuff off of the donor vehicle was there was some metal particles in the fluid that came out, and especially out of the old rack as well. I think it was definitely on its way out, the left-hand drive rack. So even though I flushed it all, that's in there just as a safeguard. Not seen them before, but I had a quick look up, and like I say, I found it on the internet, and hopefully that's a little bit of a belt and braces approach to making sure everything's okay. So anyway, that's that line all the way in there. It goes all the way up to the front, and it comes up here and joins onto the inlet for the -6 inlet to the power steering rack. So that's all sorted now. Anyway, next up I'm just going to go underneath the vehicle and just double check a few bits and pieces, and make sure everything's tightened up and nothing's ready to fall off. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on there, and I've probably forgotten something, but yeah, anyway, enough waffling. I need to get on with this, because like I say, I need to get it out of the garage as soon as I can really now. Say also about this Teflon hose I'm using. It's didn't used to be able, when I first started mucking about with cars and used to use this stuff extensively, this was just like naked Just the braiding on top, which is very abrasive. I think I said somewhere else in another video, you have to be careful where it goes. Nowadays you can get this this stuff with like a clear PVC coating on, which is lovely. It's as smooth as a baby's bum, and it's not going to cause any problems at all. So you don't have to worry too much about it abrading on anything that could cause damage, really, because it really does go through things if you're not too careful with your cable, with your hose runs and where it is. So yeah. Anyway, just thought I'd say that it's great stuff. This I really do like it, and I'll probably swap out a few of the fuel lines as well at some point when I'm feeling flush with money and I've got the time to just be mucking around. Yeah, it's a much better option to use that. Anyway, again, I'm waffling on. One last job I've got to do is I've got to sort out the rev counter. I've got to change swap a resistor out in that, and a couple of other little bits and pieces that you have to do. There's an online guide, and I'll do a quick video on that when I do that. But I don't need to do that to take the van out of the garage. I just want to get her out of the garage now. I feel like I'm never going to do it if I don't. So yeah, let's just try and get the van out of the garage. I suppose I can do all the other little bits and pieces that need to be done once it's in here, because all the heavy work's now hopefully all finished. One other thing I've got to do before I do take out the garage is tighten up those rear drive shaft hub nuts. They've got to be done. They tighten up to FT, so I need to make sure I do that with a scaffold bar. I think they tighten up, it's about 500 Newton meters or something like that. And that will probably be that. So today I'm just gonna concentrate on going around and tidying a few things up, checking cable runs and whatever else, and hopefully the next time you see it, it will be outside the garage. One of the things I do have to do is to get it out of the garage is I'm gonna have to put smaller wheels on it, because you can probably see from that picture there, it won't come out, it's too high. But the last one come in with smaller wheels on, so what I'll do is I'll stick some smaller rims on there, maybe let the tyres down and get her out, squeeze her out of the limited headroom that I've got. But I know it'll do it, because the last one went in there. Either that, or it's major modifications to the door next. We'll see.